Okay, so yesterday somebody asked how they can stretch their entire body in 10 minutes. So I'm going to do a quick 10-minute stretching routine. As you can see, I don't exactly have a ton of space behind me, but this should stretch or mobilize just about every muscle in your body. Certainly all the major muscle groups for sure will be taken care of. And if you were to do this, every day, I mean, it's just 10 minutes, I guarantee you would see a difference in your mobility and how you feel, how your joints work, all that stuff. All right, so for the first 30 seconds, we're just gonna start out rolling the neck. Kind of tuck your chin a little bit too. Stretch those deep neck flexors. We're gonna start off with a calf and chest stretch. So you wanna get your calf behind you, really dig your heel in there, arms back, pull away from the chest, roll those shoulders back. Further up you can get your hands, the more you'll feel the stretch in your chest and shoulders. I can't get mine very far though. We're gonna sink down onto one knee, come forward to stretch that hip flexor. Bring one hand up and over, deepen that stretch. You should be able to feel that over there on your TFL, which is the muscle that's on the side of your hip. You're going to rock back for a hamstring stretch. Keep that leg straight and go as low as you can. As you can see, I'm not exactly Spider-Man. I guess Mr. Fantastic is the flexible one though, huh? We're going to come back up, rinse and repeat on the opposite side. So opposite calf back, dig that heel in, come into that front leg, and then we're going to bring our hands around, push away. Feel a good stretch across the back of our shoulders and our upper back. Down onto the opposite leg, hip flexor again. When you're stretching, you always want to focus on deep nasal breathing. That activates your parasympathetic nervous system, keeps you calm, teaches your body that you're safe in these ranges of motion. I'm not going to do a very good job at demonstrating that because obviously I'm trying to talk here. Back onto that hamstring. What's next? We're going to stretch both the quads at once. We're going to come to our knees, lean back as far as you can, and if you can't get very far, thrust the hips upwards, intensify the stretch. The deeper you go, the better the stretch will be. But thrusting those hips is also really good. All right, now we're going to rock forward into a downward dog. This also stretches the calves again. Push your palms in, bring your head between your elbows, but without bending your neck. Try and keep your spine as straight as you can. We're gonna kick one leg up behind and bring it through for a pigeon stretch. I don't know how well you can see that there. Got my leg folded in front of me. You bend down, and you should feel a really good stretch across your glutes, all the way out to the side of your hip. Maybe a little bit in the quad as well. We're gonna reset, back to downward dog for just a second. And through for pigeon again, on the other side. We're gonna come forward, try and stay in view here, up into a plank briefly and then sink down for cobra. This stretches out your abs. You also feel a good kind of compression in your lower spine. We're going to rock back into quadruped pose, and we're going to stretch our wrists by pushing forward, kind of rocking gently in and out. You can also move side to side or do circles. Just kind of explore that joint, being careful not to put too much weight on your wrists. Real briefly, we're going to turn our hands around backwards, stretch the biceps. If you sink back and away, you should feel a good stretch in your forearms as well. Do this real briefly. And then, very carefully, turn your hands over. So you're pressing down on the tops of your wrists. You don't want to put much weight on this. If you rock back away from it, you can get a good stretch across the tops of your forearms as well. What is this? Oh, and then we're threading the needle. So we're going to bring one up and go through, lean down into it. This is a good shoulder stretch right here. If you twist further out, you also get some rotation in your spine. Opposite side. We're going to come up for cat-cow. So back in that quadruped pose. Arch your back like a cat. Sag down low like a cow. Exhale as you arch up. Inhale as you come down. Sink back for child's pose. It's a light stretch on the glutes and quads. We're going to add to it by putting our hands in a prayer position and bringing them over our head. That's a good stretch for the triceps. We're going to stretch out our arms and we're going to walk to one side. We're stretching out the back and our obliques here. Breathe deep to avoid cramping. Walk back over to the other side. My watch is going all kinds of crazy right now. I don't know why. And that is it. The only thing I didn't really get in was a good deep spinal rotation. So if you wanted to do maybe a bonus exercise, I'll give it to you real quick here. If you come down onto your back, put your hands out in the T position, pick one leg, twist it over to the side, twist away. That's a really excellent stretch for your spine. You feel a good stretch in your glutes as well. And then just repeat on the other side. Hold that position for as long as you're comfortable. I know it doesn't really satisfy the 10-minute premise that I had for this video, but if you could spare 10 minutes, you could probably spare 11 or 12. That would be a good one to throw in at the end as well. All right, thanks everybody.